We are Brad and Laura Kaler. We live in Tripp County, which is in south central South Dakota. The name of our operation is K-Malayan Ranch. We have a variety of critters here. We've got the cow-calf operation, we raise Targhee sheep, and then today we're going to talk about our red wattle pork enterprise. So we got into pigs about 3 years ago. Red wattles are heritage breed, but the reason that we selected them is that they're known for their good flavor as well as doing well in the type of environment that we want them on, which is predominantly grass and dirt. Generally, when I think about how I want a chicken to be raised or how I want a pork to be raised, I want them to have a full life and then to be harvested in a really humane way. And I feel like our processes allow for that, where the animal gets to be outside, walk in the grass, maybe have some babies and live a life, and then when their life cycle is complete, have a humane harvest and be utilized and enjoyed. And then I think it goes without saying, the quality is better as well. That's a big aspect that we're pretty focused on, is the quality of our meats. And that comes naturally somewhat because of the breed, but it's also a consideration that we put into with the diet and the processing as well. We started looking for a locker that would let us do state inspected meat, as the halves and wholes was a great way to sell, but one aspect is we love at the farmers market here in Burke, we used to sell broilers there. So it was another avenue when we were bringing our broilers there. We wanted to be able to sell pork, just to have another option while we were there, and a place for our pigs that don't get sold as halves and wholes. So we found Platt Locker and we really like working with them. Our customers are very happy with the cuts that are done there. There's good communication. We're able to have our label on the product. And another big thing that we're excited about with Platt this year is this year they went through the process to make sure that they can sell their brats as state inspected. And so that's one of the big products that we've been able to push at the farmers market this year.
Hi, my name is Ryan Warechka out of Platt, South Dakota. I'm a co-owner with my brother Wade Warechka of the Platt Locker LLC. At Platt Locker, we process beef and pork for farmers, and we also make retail products for stores, and we process meat for schools for farm-to-table programs and help local producers package their meat for their customers. Platt Locker is unique in the state that we are state inspected through the Animal Industry Board of South Dakota. So not only can we take the meat and give it directly to the customer, but we can retail to grocery stores, convenience stores, restaurants, and schools. State inspection licensing is important to us, not only for our plant, but for our community. Local producers can bring their animals to us, which helps support our local community with revenue, and then they can retail their product to local farmers markets and grocery stores and convenience stores. I think people should purchase more local stuff because then you know where your animal's coming from, you know how they were raised, you're supporting your neighbor, and it just helps the community keep growing.
My name's Kelsey Kinsey Sutton, and I'm the market manager and board member of the Burke Area Farmers Market since 2012. The reason that I really wanted to help found and start the farmers market was to create a place of economic activity for growers and makers and bakers and crafters, and we've been really successful at that. And I think having that outlet, not only for sales, but also for experimentation and trying and low barrier to entry, is really important, and we've really seen how important it is over the years of the market growth. So I think they're super important for economic activity. I ended up going to undergraduate school at CU Boulder in Colorado, and that was my first introduction to a pretty vast and beautiful local food scene, both at the farmers market and in restaurants and in all different kinds of ways. It was really accessible and booming there. And it really started me thinking, like, my community, from my home community, is an agricultural community. And how would that affect people in my community, both consumers and producers, if we were eating meat that we produced right here, that we slaughtered right here, that we fed to finish right here? If we were eating that in our schools, if we were eating that in our hospitals, if we were buying that in our grocery stores. So many of us make food for a living. and are a part of the food system as a way of life, and we deserve to have that system, that circular system, be a part of our everyday lives here too.
Another thing to keep in mind is when you buy a product from a local producer such as ourselves, you're not just supporting us, you're supporting the person we bought the grain from, you're supporting the feed store where we got the feed mix from, and you're supporting a local butcher where we got it processed at. It's not just us.
Right, down to even you're supporting the gas station in our local town where we stop and get gas while getting those products. You're supporting the other market vendors at the farmers market when we all come together to create that avenue as well.
If you're buying a quarter or a half or a full beef or hog, you're getting a higher quality product, and it seems like a lot up front, but if you sit down and really pencil out how much meat you're getting a lot of meat for a lot less price than if you were to get that same volume from the local grocer.
I think when you buy at the market, you're supporting your friends and neighbors in a different way. You're saying, I see what you're doing, I want to be a part of it. Maybe I'll spend just a little bit more to recognize the value of your time and energy. And I think it helps us all be more aware of the time and energy that goes into growing food, making food, preparing food. You know, it's a huge labor, and I think it makes that labor a lot more visible for people. And the grocery stores are great. They're an important part of the food system. This is just one more access point that's a little different.